My mom is threatening not to attend my wedding after my golden child brother proposed to my fiancée. So I told her she can toss her invite in the trash because I won't beg her to be there. Mark was my mom's baby boy and she didn't do much to try and hide it. If my sisters and I got gifts, they were for us to share, but my mom made it pretty clear that Mark's things were only for him and we shouldn't touch them. When Mark would screw up, I'd get punished for not being a good role model and showing him the proper way to behave. For example, Mark went through a phase of breaking his toys and I got the beating because obviously, he learned that behavior from me. It was around this time that I started distancing myself from my brother. I got my first job when I turned 17 because I wanted to finally get my car and make money that they couldn't force me to give to Mark. I got my first car at 18 after all of my hard work. When Mark expressed wanting my parents to buy him his car, my mom came to me and told me to give him my car because he needed it more. When I refused, she threatened to kick me out. At the start of the new school year, I moved away from college and cut contact with them. Around the time I moved back, my sister told me they had been seeing a family therapist and my parents wanted to apologize for their treatment of us. I was hesitant but agreed as long as they would be genuine, and the reconciliation process started when I moved back home. Then I met Jen. Jan and I met at a bar when I moved back in October and hit it off well. She was easily the most beautiful and intelligent woman I ever met and we met up a few times more before we made it official. I wasn't sure where my relationship with her was going or my relationship with my parents was going. Mostly, I didn't want to mention my family because I was ready to cut contact again if needed. At dinner with my family, my parents asked to see pictures of my girlfriend, and they passed my phone around the table. Mark saw it and blew up calling me a poop brother for dating his ex-girlfriend. He demanded I break it off with her and I refused. When I asked Jen about it, she confirmed they dated and gave me the details about their breakup. They were only together for a month before he broke things off with her because he was bored of being in a relationship and never really wanted to settle down anyway. On Jen's birthday this year, I took her to a fancy dinner with our families and her closest friends to ask her to marry me. Mark flipped again and blew up about me proposing to her, which my sisters and I immediately shut down. Mark had been quiet about the whole thing for the last 2 months. I didn't see him much and figured he was in low contact with me, which I had no problem with. Then he invited me and Jen for a family dinner at his apartment with my parents and sisters. I thought it was weird but my parents and sisters were also going so we agreed to go. The dinner was nice, nothing too fancy, and we moved to the living room to talk. About 30 minutes into normal conversation Mark stood up and told us he had an announcement.